Hey guys, welcome back to our watch along of Bojack Horseman. We're on season 1, episode 10.
This is not just a reaction video, it's also a watch along. So we'll hit play on our copy and you guys can hit play on your copy at the same time and we'll watch along together, sort of like when you're watching on an airplane. If you guys have any thoughts or comments or questions or anything like that, let us know below and we'll try to comment back to everyone.
In last week's episode, Diane went through with it. She got married to Mr. Peanut Butter.
Oh yeah.
But as you pointed out, marriage doesn't mean anything in the 21st century.
I think it still means something,
Yeah.
but it's just very easy for people to get divorced now. And it's become very normalized.
Sure.
So I think it doesn't have the same weight in an episode of television that it did for me, for things in the past.
Yeah. And in last week's episode, Todd, through a crazy web of loose connections, came to the conclusion that Bojack had sabotaged him when he was on the verge of getting on his own 2 feet, getting off Bojack's couch.
Yeah.
Potentially.
And there was not a full confrontation,
Confrontation?
but there was somewhat of a like, you need to just stop from him.
From Todd.
Yeah.
To Bojack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see if Todd will confront him.
And Bojack seemed to have come to a little bit of a like, all right, I guess I'm just gonna hang out at the wedding and be chill.
Right, maybe. But every episode so far for the last 9 have sort of ended with something like that. But it doesn't feel like he's progressed very much at all.
Bojack is sort of awful, and then lots of shenanigans ensue, and then something sad or distressing happens, and he kind of gets taken aback.
Yeah.
And then the next episode, he's awful again.
Right. So I'm curious to see if we get past that cycle. Yeah, if he goes further. So, if you guys are curious to see as well, and are all queued up on season 1, episode 10, click play. Now, Netflix.
A
Netflix original series.
That girl looks like Haley Kukkow. Horse kisses are weird.
Woo. His tongue is out.
All right, Quentin Tarantulino. Is that actually him?
I was gonna say, that sounds like him. Theme song.
I think that was actually him, or a really good imitation.
Yeah.
You know he's on Young Sheldon?
Well, Sean is?
Yeah.
Oh. That's cool.
Yeah.
I can see him fitting in that world.
That and Princess Bride is the only things I've seen him in.
I'm trying to remember other other shows.
What other shows?
He's really fun in Princess Bride.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, he's great in Young Sheldon as well. He's actually one of my favorites. He plays like a smart professor.
Okay. Gosh. Gosh.
Oh.
Excess Hollywood.
Wow. Yikes.
Ugh. Oh my gosh.
I antsy. I antsy.
Wow.
That's so great. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
It's absolutely not the actor's problem for his costume. Like,
Ooh.
That guy's shirt says I'm a Zelda.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, gross. Oh my gosh. Jeez.
Ugh.
I love this bed.
Oh gosh. What's happening? Ugh.
Ooh. Yikes.
Oh.
Ew. Oh, gross. Yeah.
Oh.
Look at this computer.
With the dial-up sound.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. The 3 clown.
Yeah.
Yeah, gross.
Credits.
I mean, you were saying at the beginning that it wasn't going anywhere. We just had the same pattern. But it does feel like some of his stuff is all sort of coming down on him. And he didn't end with like a somber moment. He ended kind of pissed.
Yeah, it looks like his his actions and behavior are finally coming around to meet their consequences.
Yeah.
See where it goes.
Is this a tragedy in an Aristotelian sense?
So far it has been, right? In the last 10 episodes.
You have like the guy who has everything. He's got wealth, he's got power, he's a king in his own right.
Mm-hmm.
He could have people if he wanted to.
Yeah.
And he just is like, just this downward trajectory.
Yeah.
Further and further and further. Curious to see where it ends up.
I think we've only got 2 more episodes till the end of the season.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how the season ends.
Bets on how the season's gonna end?
I have no clue. I feel like we've kind of had like pretty much a procedural for 10 episodes.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
Happy or sad?
You're better at this than I am.
Happy or sad?
Yeah.
And with conclusions or leaving off?
Well, I guess every episode I feel like has ended sad. Or at least most of them, it feels to me like they've ended sad.
Yeah.
So my guess would be sad.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like any episode has really ended with any sort of tying up of loose ends. They've all left off just kind of open-ended.
I think halfway in between. I think it's gonna end. I wanna split the difference. I think it's gonna end like on like sort of a nice note, but in a sad way. And I think it's
that's how they all end.
Yeah, I'm doing a good prediction. And then I think it's gonna wrap up. I think it's gonna wrap up the book
thread. Okay.
But other things are gonna leave off. Don't tell us how close we are. Or I guess you could tell us we're close. That's not really a spoiler. Or if we're really far off, that's also not a spoiler. I liked the meta commentary of Diane talking about her book where she's saying, no, you painted me as this terrible person. She's like, no, I painted you as complicated, but still likable, or still like someone you can root for, which is absolutely
how the show paints him.
Right. Bojack is complicated, but I still feel for him, and I like him.
I'm losing patience.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like 10 episodes in, I'm having a hard time. I'm having a hard time rooting for him. I'm having a hard time having patience for him. I'm kind of ready to get on to the next thing.
I don't think Quentin Tarantino would ever like make a fruit basket out of a movie. I don't have a problem with them making fun of Quentin Tarantino, but I do feel like there's more interesting ways they could have made fun of him.
I don't know him as a director that well. From what I know, it seems like he tends to lean more traditional. You know, he's someone that goes, I still like to shoot on film opposed to on digital.
Right.
You know, and I want to have that, you know, cinematic film experience that I had as a kid growing up in the theater.
Right, which is why I'm saying I think you could have made fun of him going the opposite direction.
Sure.
Maybe that's the joke, is they're doing something that's so off from what he would ever do as a director. I don't know.
Sure.
Quentin Tarantelino?
Is that what it is?
It's a good pun.
Yeah, it's a fun wordplay. I also don't know if he is the type of director that they like play him out to be, in the sort of like stay in character the whole time type of nonsense, which we have strong feelings about that
Don't do that.
Being nonsense.
Acting is not therapy. Acting is a job.
Yeah, I feel like the episode did show the problems that
running
a set that way, and doing work that way creates.
Yeah. It's unhealthy, it's confusing, I don't think it leads to anything good.
Yeah.
And I don't think it leads to better performances either.
Right. I feel like there's this idea of like, oh, that makes you a better actor. You're a better actor if you do that. I feel like our take on it is like, maybe you're not as good of an actor if you're doing it that way.
Have you heard you know the story I like about there's like a really old actor and then there's a new actor and they're in a play and the new actor has to act on stage like he's out of breath. And so every time before he goes on stage, he like runs around the building a couple times and then comes on in. And the performance is good. And then at the end of the run, the old actor comes in and talks to the new actor and says, "Kid, you did a good job. You did a good job, but maybe you should try acting next time." And I feel like that every time we talk about
I think the young actor asks the old actor for advice or how did I do? And then the old actor says, yeah, not bad. But maybe next time you can try acting.
yeah. I think the best actors are the actors who don't have to be in character and like get all into their souls. They can just put on a thing. That's when you're truly in control of your instrument. Is if you know how to put on whatever character you need to and take it off just as easily.
Yeah. Another big thing that we talk about that our professor in like instruction kind of gave to us was being a selfless actor opposed to a selfish actor.
Yeah.
And it seems like the type of thing that the school of thought that would say, oh, stay in character the whole time. I'm going to call you by your character's name the whole time.
Yeah.
Is all creates a sort of self-absorbed, selfish atmosphere.
Right. Instead of your entire goal to be to give of your character and of your work to the other person so that they look better as an actor. And if everyone's doing that, you get to create something really beautiful.
Yeah.
This is one issue we're very passionate about.
Yeah. Well, guys, thanks for watching along. Thanks for listening to our thoughts and comments on the show, as well as on philosophy of filmmaking and being
acting.
on set. If you guys are interested in watching along to the next episode, as we're coming close to the end of season 1 here, you know what to do. Come back next week. And as you probably know, we're also watching Killing Eve and Fleabag. So check those out on the channel as well. And we'll see you guys next week for the next episode of Bojack.